Go for it.
Okay. We are doing yet, and I was heading up to the room to upload some interviews when another one just jumped in my lap. Gentlemen, what are your names? First names? Dylan and
Watson.
And where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina and
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
That's,
So, what brings you to CPAC this year?
we're going to be on part of Radio Row. We're with Lantern.buzz, and we got a couple spots. Him and I both have separate shows on the network, and we're here to kind of cover it, see the excitement that is CPAC.
And this is
Now,
my first time.
So this is your first time, and you've been here before, right?
Yes, sir.
How many times have you been here?
This is my second.
Your second. Was last year your first year?
Yes, sir.
All right. As a first-time CPAC person, what drew you to come this year?
You know what? It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I wanted to do it. I'm part of a great team, and I made the investment. I want to be here and see exactly what's going to happen. Midterms. This is going to be big. Make it or break it.
Yep.
And what was made you decide to come back a second time?
About the same thing. Being an election year, being midterms coming up and everything. This is kind of where the meat is going to be exposed. You know what I mean? Everything that you're going to see a lot of people talk about a lot of stuff, and now this is where we get to find out going into the midterms exactly what to look forward to.
Now, what are the things? Are there things specifically you're hoping to achieve? Particular interviews you're looking to get? Obviously, you're going to want to get the tech guys so I can promote my book. But what in particular? Was there anyone particular you already have lined up, or someone particular you're trying to get?
I don't have anybody. It literally is just to see who all was going to be here, trying to get anybody that we can. It would be one of the things we're looking forward to the most is Marine Le Pen is supposed to be here, which is supposed to be.
I did not know that.
Yeah, speaking actually about an hour after the vice president does. This is going to be
that should be interesting, and I do not speak French, so that would be. That'll be, yeah. That's probably about the best I can do. Or enchanté if a pleasant young lady is nearby.
French fries.
Beans and hamburgers to you too.
Okay, so when will you be broadcasting live, or will you be podcasting? What hours?
We'll be broadcasting live. I believe we're slotted anywhere between 4 and 6. I'm not sure if we're going to stick to that. We might push a little bit later in the evening just because we like the quiet and everything of Radio Row. But we will be up and down Radio Row doing Facebook Lives and interviewing anybody that we can get our hands on.
Now, are you going to be at a particular station or just?
Wait, hold on a second. We're in DC and we don't really want to put our hands on anything.
Oh, this is true. Hashtag me too. We haven't figured that part out yet. We're gonna go. We gotta actually, when we register, get everything squared up. We'll find out from Dave.
So you're going to be up front in terms of getting your media registration. You're going to be here right at the beginning.
Exactly.
I haven't decided if I'm going to be here at the beginning yet because I'm much more busy trying to get these interviews. Now, I'm going to ask you gentlemen the questions I've asked everybody here at CPAC because I'm a data point guy. I'm trying to get data points. So I'm going to ask you both individually.
I was young, I needed the money.
I didn't know there were cameras.
All right.
Sorry.
Question. That's all right. I'm a great believer in irreverence. Question 1. Donald Trump year 1. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm going to give him thumbs up, even though I did not vote for him.
All right.
Same.
So neither of you voted for Trump, and both of you gave him. May I ask who you voted for last time?
McCullen.
Same.
McCullen. So you were both Evan McCullen people.
Yes.
Who went to Trump.
Who's really annoying me right now?
Yeah, I was originally a Cruz guy.
I was a Cruz guy.
Originally Cruz guy.
And I couldn't pull the trigger. I could not do it, and same reason I couldn't vote for Obama and everything in past years. But just like with the other presidents, he's our president now, and for what he's done, he's done good.
Exactly.
I have some arguments here and there.
Now, well, we're going to get to that in a few moments. It was Father Frank Pavone who won me over when he assured me that Trump was going to be pro-life, and Pavone was trustworthy. I'm very Catholic, and I host a Catholic radio show, so Pavone was trustworthy to me. All right, second question. What is the thing the achievement of the Trump administration that you were impressed with the most?
I'm going to go with the tax plan.
Tax plan.
Tax plan as long as they cut spending.
Tax plan, but you want to see spending cuts.
Supreme Court Justice.
So Gorsuch.
Yes.
And the lower cut, I mean, the lower cut has been going very good, and that's getting no publicity.
Oh, I know. I was very. I mean, it could go either way. We could be
Okay.
end horribly, but so far, I think the Supreme Court's my top.
Okay, Trump year one biggest disappointment.
Can you come back to me?
Okay, biggest disappointment Trump year one. If you don't have one, that's fine, but
Biggest
disappointment.
He won't stay the hell off of Twitter.
Yeah, that's mine.
I'm sorry, but I get to a point where I hate the idea of starting to appreciate what he'll say and what he's doing. You know, like let's say the Gorsuch or the tax plan or whatever. He'll do something great, and then I feel like literally 2 minutes later he goes on Twitter and it just
Sabotages everything.
completely destroys it. And I get it. I love the connection. I really do. But he needs to learn to read before he hits the button, just to go, should I? And I know that's kind of his character, and that's what makes the pizzazz.
Well, but he's got to resurrect the good guy on his shoulder that he like nuked a long time ago. And I think the bad guy actually sent the nuke over his toupee and basically blew up the person. So.
All right, as you know, GOP controls the House. They're up by about 25 seats. They're got one seat in the Senate, but big advantage in the Senate with 25 Democrats running, a lot in red states.
Yeah.
Handicap me. Does the GOP keep the House or the Senate or both or neither? What would you say the odds
Last year, I would have said no, because I think that they really failed on the healthcare issue. Not having a solution for repealing Obamacare. I think that, you have people on both sides of the aisle who would be very troubled about them not getting that done. This year, I think if you could probably see a delay on the spending because of this $1.5 trillion, and people actually see better checks and more money in their pockets, I'm thinking they probably would be able to win and actually maintain some ownership.
60-40, 70-30?
Probably even go a little bit, maybe 72. 72-28. I'm going 72-28.
Wow.
You're sounding like me.
So much better than me.
What do you think the odds are?
I can't tell you either way, which we lose or win that. But what I will say that I believe it's going to be ungodly close, and I mean kind of a 51-49 kind of.
You're the second person to say 51-49
really
kind of thing to me to this question.
Can you take this?
Okay, you're betting $1 on that?
Are we betting $1?
We're betting $1.
We're betting $1.
$1, as they said in Trading Places. Okay, so there's a ball. We got it on video. He's off. There's a $1 bet here. You owe him.
I owe $1. Yeah, exactly.
You owe him a McChicken. All right. But okay, or actually $1 soda. You can get that.
Exactly.
Because that's worth more than a McChicken, in my opinion. All right.
Weirdly enough.
What can Donald Trump do? And I'm going to start with you because I started with you every time. What can except for when you passed?
Because I'm the ball guy.
Well, that's me all over. I mean, I'm not follically challenged if you don't count my head, but that's being Sicilian. Okay, what can Donald Trump do to increase the odds for the GOP to win this election season? What do you think he could do to do so? Or can he? Or
I don't know if he can personally. I don't think he can personally. The only thing, if he gave anything, I think he just needs to shut up. He needs to be president and stop tweeting. I love the tweeting. It does make for some great material. But like I said, there's just moments where he will do something great, or someone else will say or do something great, and then he will say something, and it leaves everyone on the right having to defend it. And we shouldn't have to. If we're on the right, we shouldn't have to defend it. So that's my. If there's something, that's what it would be.
And your answer?
Okay, so I'm a conservative. I've been a conservative all my life. I have a lot of liberal friends, and one of the biggest things that they want to see is some level of humility or contrition from Trump. So, one of the big things would be really great.
I'm sorry, you're going to wait a while for that.
Oh, trust me, I'm from New York, so I understand. But just the whole idea, one of my friends, one of the big things, he's so angry. They're so angry with Trump right now, even though he's won, and it's been almost 2 years now, is the whole issue of the birth certificate, the whole birth certificate thing. And one of my friends basically said, you know what, if Donald Trump right now would actually apologize for his role in the birthers movement, he would get so many black Americans right now if he would just apologize. And I'm telling you, if he can do that, apologize for the birther movement and some of the other social ills that he's completed, I think that could probably be a huge swing up to the GOP.
Okay, now the final question is a little bit off, but we're going to ask it anyways because it's a little bit different. Now, there's been a lot of talk of a possible DACA deal, wall for DACA. Is this are you for a deal, wall for DACA? Would that be a game breaker for you if such a deal was made? Or assuming, and this is assuming that the wall actually gets built. I don't think anyone will agree to a DACA for theoretical wall. I think we have to have a real wall.
Yeah, we got to have something.
But would if the president announced tomorrow, we've made a deal, let's say 1.5 million instead of the 800,000 between 2 million. Let's say it was 1.5 million. President, we start construction on the wall this week. These guys are getting legalized. Is that deal? Can you live with that deal?
Oh, it wouldn't have much of a choice. No, I mean, if it really happened, it wouldn't have a choice.
Well, is that a deal? Will it be a deal breaker for you as a person who thinks that Trump has done better?
That's a tough one because on the one hand, I mean, you can't. Let's be honest. For actual DACA, for these kids who brought here, much against their will, for all intents and purposes, you can't just throw them out of the street. That is kind of thing. When most of them have spent their entire lives here, I got that. I'm understanding it. We can work with that. I think I would prefer to see the wall up first before they got the amnesty. Does that make sense?
So you'll make a deal as long as you see the wall first.
Yeah, if we're gonna have one for one, then I want the wall first.
You give me the wall, and I'll make the amnesty deal.
First. If we don't secure the border,
all right,
it defeats the purpose.
Okay, now you've had extra time to think about it because he had to really ponder on that one.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You pleading the fifth? You pleading the fifth?
You haven't decided.
Come on, man.
No, it's all right to not have made up your mind yet.
Yeah, I haven't made up my mind on that.
Because I'm trying to figure out where people are on this. Last year, my data points were what were the important things that they needed to see from Trump.
Yeah.
And I got Obamacare and the wall.
Yeah.
And you have the partial Obamacare repeal, although it doesn't affect me in Massachusetts because, thank you, Mitt Romney.
Lucky you.
But
who's now going to
yes, we're not going to get into that.
Bless his heart.
We're not going to get into the whole Mitt Romney thing.
He's sliding in because of Obamacare.
I think Mitt Romney is going to become Evan McMullin in the Senate. I have a bad feeling about that, but I could be wrong. You
might be right though.
Yes, I hope I'm not. But But the other data point, I'm trying to figure out what did people like, what did do dislike, and is a DACA deal a game breaker? Yeah. And I'm getting different answers on that.
Let me just preface. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it should just be a blanket thing to be thrown around at all. Now, I would like a little bit of consideration and maybe a lot more thought of a plan, Drew, than just we'll grant it to you but.
Okay, and you still have no comment.
He still has no comment.
So one last time, where can people find you? Both at CPAC and when CPAC is all over.
At Lantern.buzz, you can find me at Defenders of American Exceptionalism on Facebook, DOAE Show on Facebook and Twitter.
And yourself?
Same here on Lantern's radio network, but also I'm Battle for Freedom, battleforfreedom.com, and you can catch me on Battle for Freedom on Twitter and Facebook.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Dude, awesome hat.
That's what I do. Fedoras and cannoli. That is what.